What's up, y'all? It is your girl, Sarah from Sarah Styles here, where data empowers true potential and I show you the power of your numbers. In today's video, I am going to show you my top 10 worst buys of 2020. So stay tuned. Thank you guys so much for joining. Let's look at my top 10 worst buys of 2020. Social media, and myself included, it shows you what's selling, all of these high profit items, but sometimes, resellers buy bad purchases too, and I want to show you so that we can all grow and learn from them together. All right, so what you're looking at, this is the import file for the Sarah Styles Sales and Trends dashboard. I track all my data to manage and see how things are doing. And what I've gone through and done is just calculated my profit and my days on hand to come up with these top 20 purchases. This then goes into, if you're new to the channel, it goes into the Sales and Trends dashboard so that you can track and monitor your sales on all platforms. It is for sale, www.SarahStylesLLC.com. But I wanted to show you kind of how I came to these numbers. As you can see, I've sold 1,700 items for the year so far. I am filming this towards the end of December. So I've sold almost 1,800 items for the year. So that is how I figure out from this quickly to show you guys what there are. So let's jump right in and take a look. I'm going to start off with eBay. This is a BCBG Paris Brown Pebbled Tote. It was really large and is in good condition. BCBG typically does not sell very high, but it was in really good condition and I thought that I would take a chance on it. This, however, was one of my top 20 worst buys. Top 10, I keep saying 20. I'm only doing 10 today with my top 10, 20 worst buys of the year. I will say every single item that I am showing you today has a negative profit. I lost money on every single item that I am going to show you today. So I will not be picking that up anymore. This Flown and Rogue, this is from, so the pandemic hit and I had no inventory. My cousin had shut down her boutique about a year ago and asked if I wanted to purchase some of her inventory that hadn't sold. Told her no, I was doing fine, and then the pandemic hit and I was like, cool, I have no inventory, let's strike a deal. So this was part of it, and I'd had this on hand. So this, when it sold, let me look, this, when it sold, I'd had it on hand for 113 days, and I actually went to auction just to get some sales on it. The thing I forgot is I had free shipping on this. So not only did I sell it for less than I purchased it for, I also had to pay for shipping. So that was lesson learned when I send things to auction. Make sure I know what the shipping is on them. This is the same thing. I purchased it from my cousin. $1.25 was the winning bid, but I forgot to take off free shipping, or at least start the shipping at a little bit of a higher price, or start the bid at a little bit of a higher price, but it did bring in more sales. And the other thing I want to show you is I'm okay not making money on every single item, and I don't have the expectation that everything that I purchase is going to sell. So this was also from the cousin lot, like I told you. Let's take a quick peek into the analytical sales and trends dashboard down here. Sorry guys, there we go. The Zoom thing is like right in the way of the tab. There we go. Okay, so this is the Sarah Styles Sales and Trends dashboard. Like I said, this has all of my data in it. And what I want to just quickly peek at is how that the cousin haul is performing for me. So you can see down here, I have all of my sourcing information in it. Sourcing cousin hauls. So down here, I'm making about $19 on average for this haul that I got from my cousin, all the items, and 50% of it has sold through. So even though I lost a few dollars on that, on average, and this is why I look at average sale price, is on average, how is that performing for me? I'm still making on average $19 and 50% of it has sold through. I've already made 3 times what I paid for it. So yes, I'm not thrilled to be losing money on those 2 items, but as a whole, I'm okay. And it actually helped me bring in other sales on eBay by making sales. And then eBay also likes to have auctions as well. These Echo Brown leather shoes, these are men's. This, again, I forgot that I had free shipping on. I have since taken free shipping off. I did it in the beginning to really get some sales. I don't like doing it because I forget that I have free shipping on when I send offers or when I take offers. So I tend to lose a little bit more money because of that. So these Echoes women's boots perform really well for me. So I thought I would try a pair of men's boots. That was not the case. And then what I paid for these plus the offer that I received and then free shipping, I actually lost money on those. But that tells me I probably won't pick up Echoes in the future or be a little bit more selective. Banana Republic, this again is one that I sent to auction. So I like to send things to auction if I've had them for a while or if sales are a little bit slow. eBay kind of likes that in the algorithm. But it's $7. I think I actually paid more than that. This was from a thrift store. Let me look. Yeah, this was from a thrift store. I think I paid right about that at the thrift store for it. Banana Republic is hit or miss. It will typically sell. It's just at what cost. This one I was very surprised. It was a size 14 and it had like an asymmetrical zipper. It was a newer style. Let me see if I have a picture of the label. Yeah, so here you can see is the label, and if you look, it says summer of 17. So when I purchased this in 19, it was only 2 years old. It had an asymmetrical, it was a plus size, so I thought for sure it would sell a little bit higher. After having it for almost a full year, I did send it to auction. The winning bid was $7, but then shipping, you know, I had to pay $6 for shipping plus what I paid for it. I lost money on that. So I am much more selective with the Banana Republic that I pick up. It will sell. You just have to be conscious of what you would like your profit to be and stuff like that. So vintage, and I'm going to talk about vintage here in a bit because the next item is vintage as well. This vintage I have had on hand for 373 days. So a little over a year before it sold. I'd had it for a year. It was on Poshmark. It was on eBay. It just was not selling. So I sent it to auction. This again was one, I sent everything to auction for $1. Just wanted to see how that performed for me. Luckily, I did have shipping turned on this one. So I didn't lose money on shipping. Actually, that's a lie. I think it did cost me, yes. So this actually cost more than $5.99 for shipping. I had to put it in a flat rate. So it was $7.91. So I did lose money on shipping, and then how much I paid for it as well. I was actually negative in profit on this. This is something, some of this losing profit is things that I had to learn on eBay. You know, I'm sending things to auction, and now I am going to remember, consider your shipping into these costs as well. This is something, when I first put it up, I wasn't so familiar with shipping, so I just picked a random flat rate. I had no idea how much it actually weighed. So that's, you know, lesson learned. Moving forward, this again is a vintage dress. I love vintage. I was really big into it in 2019. My data is really showing me, unfortunately, that vintage is just not really selling for me right now. I think part of it's the pandemic. Vintage tends to be very trendy, on point. If you have places to go, we're not really going anywhere right now. Like, where are you going to wear that? Maybe the blazer, right, in a Zoom call. But vintage tends to be a little bit more trendy. And so I have actually, based off of my, you know, dashboard here, I'm going to look at my vintage down here. So you have your sell-through rate here, your average sale price on your x-axis, and sell-through rate. If you're not familiar with my channel, let's just quickly go over that. How much you're selling of how much you have on hand. So if you have 100% sell-through rate, that means everything that you have purchased has sold. Sell-through rate for me for vintage is 60%, which is actually, if you come up to here, my sell-through rate for the year is 56%. So my sell-through rate for vintage is a little bit higher. That is 100% because I sold off a bunch of my vintage over probably a couple of months ago. About a month and a half ago, I sold off a lot of my vintage, realizing that it wasn't performing well for me, and I just wanted it out of my inventory to make room for other things that were selling well for me. And the other thing you can see with vintage, look at these days on hands. And this is me. So I highly recommend looking at your data, your vintage. There's vintage sellers out there that make their entire living off of selling vintage. So look at your data, see what's performing well for you. But for me, vintage has the highest days on hand as well. So I've really steered away from selling vintage, unfortunately. It just is not performing well for me. The other thing too, those two items I didn't, but a lot of my vintage I actually modeled as well, because I think it looks better when it's modeled. It needs to be styled so it doesn't just look like something old. And that takes more time. So I have steered away from vintage. Topshop, this is why, I mean, this I purchased, let me see, this was on hand for 152 days. So a little over a half a year. And this, you know, I purchased it at a thrift shop, hearing, you know, Topshop is going to sell well, not knowing what well really is. I tried it out, and I actually, by time I sold this, it did sell on Poshmark, but by time I sold it and the fees were taken out and what I paid for it, I will not buy this again at a thrift store for full cost, right? I think I probably paid, well, let me see. I paid $8 for this at a thrift store, you know, thinking it was going to sell better. If I saw it at the bins, maybe I would pick it up. But right now I'm not really going to the bin, so that's not an option. Joe's jeans. This is another thing, you know, social media. Joe sells well. Everyone's well is different, which is why I track and manage my data to hit my goals and figure out what is worth my time. Joe's jeans, though, I thought I would try. Purchase these. I had these on hand for 138 days, and once it passed the summer, I had them on hand the entire summer. Once it passed the summer, I took an offer. It was $10. So by the time you take out fees, by the time you take out what I paid for it, that one was also negative as well. Michael Kors, this is the last one. So Michael Kors, if you watch my channel, and I can show you, Michael Kors is actually one of my top performing brands. Let's see, it's probably this one. 69% sell through. So 69% of the Michael Kors that I purchased is selling. My average sale price is $56. However, I am very selective in my Michael Kors. It is typically jackets and purses, and this is why. Michael Kors clothing, jeans, these sold for $10. I had them on hand for 158 days. So when someone finally sent me an offer, I took what they sent to keep the inventory moving. So thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Drop a note down below if you like to see my poor performing items that are selling as well. I think we can learn a lot from our mistakes as well. So I hope this video was interesting to you. If you like content like this, do make sure to hit that subscribe button. And a free way to support my small business is to give me a like, do a comment, and save it or share this video as well to help my exposure, and a free way to help my small business. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.